After Spain eliminated France from the World Cup semifinal, Lamine Yamal posted a video mocking the best team in the competition. That already has almost 200 million views. The same player that, a few weeks ago, everybody said was overrated and should be benched. Coming off a serious injury, no match rhythm, quiet in the group stage, he had played 25 minutes in Spain's opening game, a 0-0 draw. And yet, he had the confidence to post that. He destroyed it. He won the penalty that Oyarzabal converted for the first goal. Spain went 2-0 up. And still not satisfied, Yamal drove at the French defense again, dribbled through everyone, and beat the goalkeeper with a stunning individual move, only for the referee to disallow it for offside. So how did the player everyone wanted to bench get to the point where he posts "pardon" to France while getting to the final? This isn't just a comeback. This is a statement. This is the injury, the silence, and the scary return of Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal was born on July 13th, 2007, near Barcelona. His father is from Equatorial Guinea and his mother from Morocco. He grew up in the kind of family where football wasn't a hobby, wasn't a dream. It was just the thing you do. At 9 years old, he was at Barcelona's academy. At 15, he was training with the first team, the youngest player in La Liga history, younger than Messi. And while most teenagers arrive in a first team wide-eyed, grateful, trying not to make mistakes, Yamal arrived acting like he already belonged. Not because he was performing confidence, because he genuinely didn't see any reason to be afraid of anyone. His idol was never Messi, it was Neymar, and that tells you everything you need to know. Not the consistency of Messi, not the machine-like excellence of Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar. The joy, the audacity, the provocations, the dribbles that have no business working, the smile after doing something that shouldn't be possible. That's the player Yamal always wanted to be. And the scary thing is, by 17, he already was. April 22nd, 2026. Yamal scores the winning penalty for Barcelona and immediately grabs his thigh. The camera stays on his face. He knows before the medical staff even reaches him. Partial tear of the biceps femoris, left hamstring. Barcelona announces he is out for the rest of the season. And then comes the line that hit him harder than the injury itself. The World Cup starts in June. He had dreamed with this tournament for a long time. This was the moment Spain needed him. This was the stage he was born for. And now, at the exact moment it was supposed to happen, his body broke. For weeks he trained alone, in the gym, watching his teammates play without him, not knowing if he would get there in time. Spain's coach kept saying he would make it. Barcelona kept giving good news, but nobody really knew. And when the squad was announced and his name was on the list, the question immediately became, was he going to be the same Yamal? Could he be the player Spain needed after 2 months without a single competitive minute? Spain's first World Cup game, Yamal came off the bench, played 25 minutes, and it ended 0-0. He didn't change the game. He looked exactly like what he was, a player returning from injury with no match rhythm. The conversation started immediately, and they didn't stop. Is he fit? Is this the same player? Should he even be starting? Through the group stage, the questions got louder. One goal, quiet by his standards. The player who had terrorized defenses across La Liga, who had scored twice against France in a Nations League semifinal, was now being described as below expectations in headlines across the world. But here's what nobody was paying attention to while all of this was happening. While everyone was debating his form, while the pundits were picking his stats apart, there was a number sitting in the background that completely changed what you should have been thinking about Lamine Yamal. But hold on. Before I keep telling this story, I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing, and you'll help me hit my goal of 500 subscribers before the end of the month. Every single time Lamine Yamal and Kylian Mbappé had faced each other in a knockout match, for club or country, Yamal's team had won. Every single one. Euro 2024 semifinal. Spain 2, France 1. 2025 Supercopa final. Barcelona 5, Real Madrid 2. 2025 Copa del Rey final. Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 2. 2025 Nations League semifinal. Spain 5, France 4. 2026 Supercopa final. Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 2. 5 knockout matches, 5 wins, 0 losses. And Mbappé, the player built up as the heir to Messi and Ronaldo, the player France's entire World Cup was constructed around, had never beaten Yamal in an elimination game. Not once. Not ever. When reporters asked Yamal before the semifinal if he was nervous, he said it was the most important match of his life, then added, "But France should be the ones worried." He wasn't talking without a basis. He had the record. He had the proof. And he had something else. He had never, not once in his career, looked afraid on a football pitch. The day before the World Cup semifinal against France, July 13th, 2026, Lamine Yamal turned 19 years old. On Sunday, he plays a World Cup semifinal against France, against Mbappé, with an entire nation expecting him to be the difference. And from the first minute of that game, he was the most dangerous player on the pitch. He attacked the French defense every time he touched the ball. He won the penalty. Oyarzabal converted, 1-0. Spain got to 2-0, and still not satisfied, Yamal kept going at them. He drove at the French backline alone, dribbled through the entire defense, and beat the goalkeeper with a stunning individual goal. The stadium erupted. The flag went up. Offside. By centimeters. One of the most beautiful individual moves of the entire World Cup. Disallowed. A lesser player stops after that. A lesser player plays it safe when the referee takes your goal away. Yamal turned around and kept attacking. Spain won 2-0. Sixth knockout match against Mbappé. Sixth win. And that night, Yamal went home, put on his Spain jersey, filmed himself going to sleep, and posted it with a caption, "España en la final," pardon, sorry, to France, on the internet, the day after his 19th birthday. At the start of this World Cup, the conversation was whether Lamine Yamal should be benched or not. Reasonable question, given everything. The injury, the 2 months without a competitive game, the quiet group stage. The doubts were real, and they were loud. But here's what all of it missed. Yamal was never in crisis. He was never falling apart. He was building. Quietly, on his own timeline. The way players do when they come back from injury and need to find their rhythm before they find their level. And when he found it in the biggest possible game. That disallowed goal against France was the most important moment he produced all tournament. Not because it counted, because it showed exactly who he is. He'd been quiet for weeks. People were debating whether he should even play. And his response to all of that noise was to take on the entire French defense alone and put the ball in the net. The flag went up. He turned around and kept going. That's not a comeback in the ordinary sense. That's Lamine Yamal doing what Lamine Yamal does, picking the biggest stage available, saving his best for the loudest doubt, and then posting "pardon" in French. He is 19 years old. He has a 6-0 record in knockout football against the man who was supposed to destroy him. He is in a World Cup final, and he is just getting started. This is the scary version, the one that emerges when the doubts are loudest, when the injury is fresh, when the world starts to write the cautionary tale. Because that's exactly when he decides it's time to remind you. If this is just the beginning, the rest of football has a serious problem. Let us know in the comments. Will Yamal reach everyone's expectations? Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.